I want to talk about the Samadhi, the sensation of Samadhi. I don't think I talked about this, but I used the word like aliveness, vibration of the cells. And the example I can think, I'm assuming that you may have the similar, construct of the body. But when you have Samadhi, it's kind of like when you are impressed and amazed from watching the movie, certain scene, or the sunset or sunrise or rainbow, impressed so much, then you have this whole body sensation kind of experience. Zzz, kind of a feel. That's the closest I can think of. And then it's subtle. It lasts long time. And I wasn't thinking much about it. I just felt it, especially after the summer awakening experience from 2000, the year 2000. But that's a good anchoring, understanding of the fact that you're not thinking much. No thinking and no self. Because if it's the case of the movie, you feel like you are part of the whole experience. And a certain level of excitement is there, that you have a sense of, what's the word? Resonance. The frequency is not the usual mind oriented, but more heart oriented frequency. But it's subtle. Now I feel it, it's from my feet, and also, and it's like a air flowing through and feeling the passing of the wind on your skin or body. No thinking. So when I say let's meditate, that's pretty much a good indication, at least in my case, that you get into the zone, the samadhi. And as I often say in the middle of the talk or something, like I just said it, that you feel it. But if you start to think about it, it kind of go away. So you just have to let things to happen. And that's the sense of you being into the different wavelengths, so to speak. And this wavelength is such that, they talk about the alpha and beta and theta and so forth within the brain, but this is the whole body experience of the feeling. And often is the hand, the skin, the fingers and palm seem to have a more sensitive starting point. And it can be on your leg or hamstring or body. Yeah, it can go up and down. So it's like nothing, but like when I'm doing this in Tai Chi and so forth, so often to go with this movement, maybe you can feel in dancing or something like that too. If you look at the ocean, I mean the sunrise or something, yeah, you might feel it. Also on your feet or the sole can be any place, resonating sense. So if you find this video meaningful, let me know the feedback. And if you don't have it, that's it. Don't seek for it. It comes. That's what I say. Listen, observe with no mind, no self. I mentioned in one of the videos, if you carry, bowl full of water slowly, then you pay attention to that. It sounds kind of stupid, but this is what I did like 20 some years ago when I was talking with the Wilbur, and I couldn't understand what he's writing there, in the document which I shared somewhere else. But I was so curious because in Japan it's called mushin, no mind. And what is the way to get to no mind? So that's what I was thinking about. Now I don't do it. So it becomes more natural. And that's the silent, quiet, calm state. And there may be a level of the awareness. So when I had that whole body experience and awakening, was like a much bigger version of that whole resonance, kind of shaking the body and jumping around and all that. But the subtlety, notice the subtlety of what's happening. Don't push it, just to feel it. And I said it in the video too, in somewhere, when you're in the meditative state and the spine straight and you relax sitting, and I don't usually do this finger thing because it's extra effort, so I'm just to let go. And there are ways like in Zen they go like this, but I don't do it in my case. I just everything relax, just like a baby, and the muscle tone is loose, natural, and the breathing is natural. And this breathing is natural is interesting. When I was trying to figure out how to be natural, you cannot be natural if you try it, because you have this mind is trying to find something, and that's not the way. It's kind of top-down approach you're trying to figure out. But this is like a let the things happen without mind getting involved. So you just accustomed to not use mind. And Yuval Noah Harari, you may know him, and he went through Vipassana about the same time I went. And his famous saying that he couldn't stand to sit observing breathing more than 5 minutes, because in few minutes he started to think about many things. So that's the beginning of his going into Vipassana. And he even went to like a 60 days and 45 days and all that. I haven't done it. I don't do that. Except I did more than a dozen times. Nowadays I'm not doing it. My view is earlier to try the better, because as you get older, your habitual pattern is so stiff and may be difficult to loosen up. But there's no simple solution. It's depend on each person. But like a baby, just be empty-minded. And then you feel it. There are more stories I can tell, but that's good enough for now. I hope this is interesting for you to be curious and experience it. And so when we meditate, maybe I touch on this as we do, if you want to come back. But you can just give it a try. And there are more things about whether you see the light and all that other stuff. But that you may have to go much deeper into it. But it's not to be taken as serious, because serious in the mind, but loosened up and open, curious. It's natural that we use the brain and seek for something, but that's the opposite direction you're getting into. So, well, that's as much as I think it's enough to talk on this subject. So, thank you and good luck. There may be other opinions, but that's just my opinion.